Have you ever wondered where your thoughts live? Where do they go? And where do they come from? Welcome to Healing Perspectives Podcast with me, Certified Medical Intuitive Tracy Frederick. I can help you shift your perspective by changing the way you think so you can truly change the way you live. Each episode, I focus on real root causes of illness, the thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and spiritual disconnection that affect the human body. You will hear real-life stories of what gets stored in the body and how people have healed. Working alongside my healing guide, Tommy, from the non-physical realm, I explore why certain conditions show up, what they mean, and remind you of the power you have to heal yourself. This show is about medical intuition, healing the mind, body, and spirit by making the connection with clarity, compassion, and practical suggestions you can use in your everyday life. Let's get started.
I want to welcome you to the show. I'm Dr. Pat, and I get to take this amazing journey, as you heard, with medical intuitive Tracy. And in the last episode we were together, for those of you out there, you got to hear about the journey. And what I mean is you got to hear how Tracy emerged, so to speak, to have the gifts, the talents, to be where she is today. But now you're going to hear about her expertise, about not only what has she discovered along the way, but what you can discover, because this episode is all about decoding. It's decoding the messages behind your aches, pains, and discomforts. This is where you're going to hear about uncovering the secrets to your body. But I want to say something to you all. For those of you that are out there in the pop culture for a minute, or maybe not even, if you're like me, you read all the Doom novels when they come out. But there's this one line that I want to remind you of that took people by surprise, but not a person like Tracy, and certainly not me. And it's the line of the movie where the lead character is being tested with pain. I know you remember it. Many of us do. But what Jessica is doing in that time is she's saying fear is the mind killer. It's the iconic opening line of this literary beauty of books called Dune. And she goes on to recite this about pain. She goes on to talk about what happens. Fear is the little debt that brings total obliteration, right? But what she doesn't do is explore what we're going to explore today. Fear is not the only thing that the body feels. It's not the only place in the body where people feel things. It's also, if you're thinking that it obliterates the mind, what and how do you decode the messages behind all the other aches and pains and discomforts in your life? Today in this episode, this is where you'll become empowered to better understand how to care for your body. Your mind is important, but think about all the other things in your body, and we're going to get at it right now. Tracy, what a great episode. Thank you for taking this one on, because I got to tell you, we do not know much about decoding this.
Well, some people have heard about this, some people have not, but we are going to journey today into truly discovering how to start to decode the body. And there's many, many ways to do this, but so I'm just using this one simple tool that I want to teach the listeners today on how to start to decode the messages that the body is sending. So again, this is just a simple way to get started. But what we're going to do today is it's going to be a little more of a teaching moment today. We are going to, we're going to teach the listeners different ways to tune into the right and the left side of their body. Because the right side of the body has messages, the left side of the body has messages, and they're not the same message.
I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to hear this. I don't think anybody knew that right there.
Really?
Pause for a moment. No.
Did you not know this?
Know that. No.
You didn't know this?
Can I tell you like how many millions and billions of people out there do not know that about the body?
Well, maybe a lot of people don't know, but I really expected that you would know a lot more about this than
I
what you're
know,
leading
but I
on.
told you when we first met, I was a better student than a teacher.
Well, today, hopefully, you and the listeners will learn a little bit more. But again, this is just basic information, basic knowledge. And what I want you to do is when I am describing some of these conditions and some of these things, I want the listeners to think about themselves first, of course, but also if you can't think about yourself, think about someone else that you know that might be having some of these experiences. And so, what I'm going to do is just talk a little bit about the basic reading technique, and it's listening to the right side and the left side of the body. And if you're ready, we'll get started. And I want to start with the right side of the body first. So the right side of the body is our masculine side. That's where we talk. That's where we hold our masculine energy. We're a little more masculine on the right side of our body. This is also known as our giving side. Now, this has nothing to do with being male or female. When I'm talking male energy versus female energy, that has nothing to do with whether you are a male or a female. So let me just kind of break that down a little bit more for you. An example of someone, and I'm going to use a female in this instance, that does a lot of physical work. She is exuding a lot of masculine energy. She may be a hard worker and she believes that she must accomplish a lot. And that's not just someone that's doing physical work, that's someone that can be sitting in a corporate boardroom as well. But if you are a female and you are in this do mode, then you are exuding masculine energy. And when you exude too much masculine energy, then we'll have more aches and pains on the right side of our body. So again, let's go a little bit more into that. You may be task oriented. If you take someone that is very task oriented, you take a mom that has to work a lot. She has to work. She has to take care of the children. She has to make dinner. She has to do the laundry. The key word here is do. She's exuding a lot of masculine energy. And when we have a little bit too much masculine energy, this becomes draining and we become out of balance. And the only way to get back into balance is to put some more female energy into our body. So when you're constantly doing, it's all of this is happening on the right side of your body. I'll give you an example. Whenever I read someone, I may see the symbol of a bicep, of someone flexing a bicep. That's a symbol for me. Oh, this person is exuding some extra masculine energy. And it's not just physical weight, it's emotional weight that they may be carrying. So it has nothing, it's heaviness, it's extra heaviness. And this, so I read a lady once and I saw that she had a lot of masculine energy. She was telling me that her right arm was hurting. I went straight to her bicep. I could see that it was flexed. I could see that she had a lot of excess male energy in her system. And I asked her, I said, are you kind of bossy? And she said, yeah. She said, I am. She says, I'm the boss. I'm the office manager. I have to make sure that everybody does their job, that everything gets on, everything's done properly. I have to stay on my staff constantly. So this is just one subtle way that the body is going to, pick up that excess energy, and it's going to pick it up on the right side of the body. It may be through the bicep, but it could also be in other body parts as well. So now let's go to the right side of the body for a second. This is, I'm sorry, we're already on the right side of the body. It's the giving side. The right side of the body is also the giving side. So this may be a person that is giving. Like you could be one that gives a lot in your finances. You could be someone that gives a lot of your time, someone that gives a lot of your energy to a cause. You may be affected on the right side of your body. And when this giving gets completely out of balance, you may have pain anywhere on the right side of your body. And this is how the body is communicating to you that you need to slow down, shift your focus, and learn to receive in order for the pain or the discomfort to go away. My own personal experience with this, when my right shoulder, which is my giving side, and I'm cutting hair, doing hair, and I'm reading energy, and I'm doing all this, and when it starts hurting, I have to remind myself, oh, it's time to take a break. Start using my left hand more so that I can open up and do more receiving. So that for me, that may mean that I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna shift my energy a little bit to the left side of my body. I may start holding the blow dryer more in my left side of my body. I may open the door to my business with my left side. Anything that I can do to start receiving and start shifting that energy so that my right side will get some relief. Does that make sense, Dr. Pat?
Yeah, it makes sense. And also, there's something very interesting you pointed out because we don't think like that sometimes. Well,
No.
sometimes, a lot of times. For example, I have a pain on the right side of my body, which I'm referring to as my back. However, it may not be my back. And it's been there for a bit. So I never thought about it until you mentioned it. I don't have a pain on the other side of my body. And to be honest with you, Tracy, I can't think of a single thing that I did physically to have that side of the body hurt more than the middle of my back than the left side. You understand now how this
Yeah.
makes sense to me, which
Yeah.
it didn't before. Now, the second thing is I do not know if it's actually my back because I think there are other body parts
I think
underneath
it's
there
your hip.
somewhere. Right.
I think it's
Whatever
your
it is,
hip.
it actually feels like my kidney. But there are other things going on. But isn't it? See, I thought it was like, oh, but now that you're talking about it, why just on that side?
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
It didn't
Oh,
make
yeah.
sense to me until you just explained it.
Yeah. So the right side of the body also has to do with our current situations.
Oh,
Anything that's going on with you currently. So this is another way to look at your body. If you have something, a situation that's going on that's more current,
yeah,
something like, again, you're in the middle of all this action and it's taking place right now, or within the last couple of weeks or days, or, maybe even so much as a month or so, we could still, 2 months ago, we can call that current. As long as it's not been a very long time ago, it's current.
yeah,
It's going to affect the right side of the body.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. It
yeah,
is, it's the giving, it's the doing. And the truth is, we're all exuding some type of masculine energy, and it's hard to stay in complete balance. The key here for me is to help people recognize when you're hurting on the right side of your body, I need to ask myself, where am I out of balance? What am I doing that I need to
wow,
slow down and start receiving to balance out the body and to get the body back in homeostasis.
yeah. I mean, just that question alone, if we could have a new level of awareness right now around that, can you imagine how we could actually stop the momentum of not knowing?
Yeah,
See, the not knowing thing, it becomes a thing. But decoding is what you're talking about today. So this
yeah,
is exciting to talk about.
yeah. We're going
Yeah.
to break it all down. So, one of the things that you can do is start to recognize, what side of my body is the pain on. And also, you can just start saying, you know what, I need to start delegating some of these tasks because I can't keep this up. If you continue to keep this up, the body's going to say, hold up. We're just going to shut down. The body will start to shut down if you don't start scraping some of these tasks off your to do list. You can also ask yourself, do I really need to do all of this? And I know there are people out there that are juggling many, many hats right now, and there's a lot going on. But at some point, if you don't start to slow it down, wind it down, delegate, then you're going to be the one that's going to be taking care of the sick. That's exactly how it can happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were going to ask me something?
Yeah, I want to know where decision making comes in because, what I'm really struck by is, and I hear this a lot from people, it's like, I got this, let me paraphrase, unfinished business. And a lot of it is not necessarily emotional, but the emotional side of it keeps you from doing it, right?
Yeah.
It keeps you from cleaning out that storage unit you had for 15 years,
Yeah.
something like that. And so all of these things then we're able to pinpoint by what the body is telling us, right? I mean, because
Yes.
this is decoding. It if you know you've got stuff in storage and you've got some part of the body aching, maybe it's not an issue for you. Maybe it can stay in storage till you die.
Yeah.
But this is how we can put this is what's going on with me, and this may be what I need to do to correct it or adjust it or do something different.
Yeah. Absolutely. So one of the things that you can say to yourself is, again, if you're talking in reference to cleaning out this storage, do I really need to do that? I mean, we will make stuff up for ourselves to do. Like,
Yeah.
I really have to do that. And that's part of the language. And that, I talk a lot about the mental, emotional, spiritual causes. Well, mental is the things that we tell ourselves, the mental language. So when someone is suffering with pain and discomfort on the right side of their body, they have a little extra masculine energy. Some of their language is, I have to do, I have to do. If I don't do it, who else is going to do it? And so we just load ourselves up with more and more tasks. But the bottom line is, do you really have to do it? Have you ever done something? Have you ever made a list and you start going down the list and start checking a few things off, but then somehow there's plenty of things on your list that never actually get done? You just finally, at some point, you just give up and it just doesn't
Yeah.
get done.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's fine that it didn't get done, because I truly believe what has to get done will get done.
Yeah. And you see, that's where we're talking about the left and the right side of the body because, perfectionism will drive you to do things that don't have to get done.
Well, you just gave me the perfect lead in. Because guess what? The left side of the body is that's our feminine energy, and that's where if we have aches and pains on the left side of the body, that is our receiving side. Perfectionism is one of the things that causes the left side of the body to break down.
Mm,
Perfectionism is excessive female energy in the body. That's one of the things. So let's
yeah.
just go there. Let's just go to
Let's go
the
there because you work with clients. So this is not, see, what I love about this show, you're not just getting Tracy picking up a textbook. You're getting Tracy that works with clients. And this is what you're seeing. But because you're seeing it, you know how to help people.
yeah, yeah. And I do see it a lot. I see it a whole lot. I mean, just you yourself, or if you're a listener, just think about that for a second. I guarantee you know more people that are giving, 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 and doing, 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 versus people that are a little bit more laid back and just receive, receive, receive
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah,
But
it's
let's
true.
talk. But I do want to talk about the left side of the body, and
Yeah.
that, again, that's where we carry that female energy. It's also known as the receiving side. So here's a big one that I want you to pay attention to. When someone says, I just can't let somebody else do that. I can't let somebody else. I need to be the one to do it. Well, that's how you know your giving and receiving is off, because you have trouble letting someone else do for you. When you have trouble letting someone else do something for you, take the load off of you, that's too much female energy. You're not allowing yourself to receive, and the body wants to be in balance. So you have to do just as much receiving as you do giving, or you're never going to be in balance. And we're
Let me
always going to
ask you
be.
a question about that too, because there's a sidebar. Like they say sidebars in legal
Yeah,
things,
go ahead,
where people
sidebar.
don't people don't come actually, Tracy, okay, I want to do it. No, we don't rarely do that, but we come at it at so many different angles. Like, Tracy, you know what? Let me show you how to do it differently. Or why don't you let me do it? I mean, it's just, there's a whole different line of this that we don't even know we're doing it. But you know what we're doing? We're doing exactly what you said we're doing by
Yeah,
not letting the other person do it. Even if they're, hello, even if they don't put the coffee pot exactly where it was this morning, right?
yeah, exactly. Perfect. That's a perfect example. Yeah, so you have to go fix that. That's exuding masculine energy when you want to go fix that. Yeah, so going back to the left side of the body, a lot of females are weaker. If you notice this, and just, listeners, just ask yourself, which side do you feel like is weaker for you? Is it your left side? If your left side, that's again a little bit weaker, because we're so used to doing and exerting so much masculine energy. That right side's going to be very built up, but the left side's going to be a little bit weaker. So we have to learn to get into receiving mode in order to balance that out. we are women, you are not built like men. You're not made to exude nearly as much masculine energy as a man is. You need that softer side to balance you out. So some examples of that: the left side, female energy, excessive feminine energy in someone would be someone that loves to cook, someone that loves to nurture another person or a baby, a child, a grandchild, someone that's a nurturer. That's our nurturing side, is the left side. So I want to give you an example. You take a corporate woman. We all may know a corporate woman. Well, she is going to go corporate. She's going to go do her boss thing all day long. And she may not be able to do it till the weekend, but she might spend her whole entire weekend cooking. Or she might leave the corporate world and say, oh, it's nighttime and I'm going to go play with my grandchild. I'm going to do this. So that's how she balances out the feminine and the masculine energy, which is
You
excellent.
just described me. You just described me when I had my corporate career. The whole cooking thing, you're absolutely right. I could decide after a Friday that I'm going to cook my grandma's 2-day-old spaghetti sauce for 2 days, which you
Yeah,
have to watch for 2 days. You
yeah,
totally. I can't believe you just said that.
yeah. So that's how you balance it out. Now, on the other hand, if you're a female that is constantly cooking and constantly cleaning and doesn't exude any masculine energy, then you can be out of balance as well. But that's how you can balance the two out. I also want to talk about the males for a second because we cannot exclude
No.
the males in our lives. Think about how many, and this is a real Southern thing. I'm from Louisiana, so it's a real Southern thing that the men, they go out and they work hard all week long, and then come the weekend, they want to prepare heavy meals. They want to cook. I can't wait to get in my yard and cut my grass. I can't wait to weed eat. I can't wait to chop down a tree. I can't wait to. This is what I'm going to do this weekend. That is how they will balance out their masculine feminine energy. So a man that loves to cook, he's just bringing out a little bit of feminine energy, and he is that's a natural way to balance himself because he's worked hard all week long. So that's I don't want to. Yeah, I think that's really neat if you look at it in that sense too.
Oh, you're
This,
totally right on that.
yeah,
My folks are from the South, and whenever we go down there, and we would go down there and we go to weekend, who do you think is doing the barbecue and the cooking on Sunday
yep,
after church?
absolutely,
I
yeah.
mean, I never thought about that.
And so we naturally gravitate to these things. If you don't know anything about masculine energy, feminine energy, left side, right side, but you're already doing it. But now that you become more aware of what's happening in the body, you can say, "Oh, okay, I'm a little got a little extra pain. Then let's go ahead and shift that from right to left, and let me start doing some more feminine things." Yeah, and you're doing it already.
I want to ask you a question because I want to get back to one of the things you said, and I know you got a couple of examples with clients I want to get to about the left side of the body. How have you seen these show up with your clients? Like, where do past issues show up? Things like that, loved ones. Where does that all show up for a female client, let's say?
Okay, you're talking about excessive female energy. Uh, is that what you're asking me?
Yeah,
So
like if you got an issue on the left side of your body,
yes,
right?
yes,
Are you, I know one of the things you do, you have a client that you talk about that was referencing the past. Can you
yes,
talk about how that shows up?
yes. So the left side of your body is also just like the right side was about everything that's happening in the present. The left side is everything that's happened in the past. So again, we will talk these stories. We'll tell these stories about all the things that's happened to us in the past. Well, listen to people's stories because when they start going on and on and on about the past, things that have been done to them, things that have happened to them, there's a good possibility that they're having issues on the left side of their body because that's where the past lies. It's done, it's over, but when you can't let it go, it's going to congregate in the left side of the body. So when I'm looking and I'm reading and I see something going on in the left side of the body, one of the questions that I'm going to ask is, what's been going on in your past?
Yeah.
And then I want to know what part of the body is it in. That also can make a huge difference. If it's your left leg, it could be, well, I've been dragging my feet on something I've been saying that I was going to do for years.
Mm.
But, it's showing up in the left leg
Yeah.
because you're just dragging, or your foot, you're
Yeah.
dragging your feet.
Yeah.
That's a
Now,
really good example.
now look, people are out there and they're listening to this like I am, and they're saying, how am I going to get underneath this? How do I work with Tracy? What is the best way for me to get a hold of her? Because you're the one teaching us about decoding, and yet 9 times out of 10, we don't see ourselves right. I know I don't. So working with someone has been the greatest gift I gave to myself. So how do people work with you?
But the best way to contact me is through my website, which is tracyrfrederick.com or tracymi.com. Go in, fill out the contact information, it'll send me an email, and you can get in touch with me there. And we just have a little 15-minute conversation, see if I'm a fit for you, and from there we can schedule a reading. If it's just a simple question, I may answer it for you. But yeah, and then we can work together and see
I'm
what's happening
afraid
in
to
the
tell
body.
you what I did to my left thumb. So let's keep rolling with the teaching. Maybe we'll get to that later. I'm actually
Okay.
afraid to have that true confession right here.
Oh
Woo,
boy. So
Lordy.
excessive female energy. Now this is for a male or a female, but excessive female energy is someone that is overly emotional,
Mm.
overly. They can be overly dramatic. That's exuding a little extra female energy, and they worriers. Men and women are both worriers, but when you're worrying, you're putting out female energy because if you're worrying, you're not doing. Worriers have a tendency to not make decisions. If you have a little bit more of a difficult time making a decision, you could be exuding a little bit extra feminine energy. So how do you combat that? Make a decision, make a choice. It's not going to be the wrong choice. It might not be the perfect choice, but make a choice. So you got to get out of that excessive female energy, or the body's going to take a hit for that. A mental aspect of too much or excessive female energy could be the language that we use. Oh, I need some, and you notice the octave in the voice of a person too. Oh, I need somebody to help me with that. I can't. I need my husband to wash my car or put gas in my car for me. I don't know how to do that. Just see how much softer that is. Just the voice and the language is so much softer. And that's fine if you need somebody to wash your car every now and then and put gas in your car every now and then.
Yeah.
But, we live in a world today where women just zoom right up to that tank and just fill it up. You can't just wait around for somebody to do everything for you. But I'm asking you to think about the people, think about the people that because I know a lot of them, that they literally just wait for people to do stuff for them. No, I need something done. I'm going to do it myself.
Exactly.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm exuding a little extra masculine energy there, but the females that are exuding a little extra female energy, they want to be waited on. They don't, and that's receiving. Think about that for a second. That's
Yeah.
receiving. Receive. Do for me. Do for me. Do for me. That's receive. I'm sitting back waiting to receive. So the body
Mm.
doesn't like that either.
Wow.
It can't be in total receiving mode all the time. It's just not going to work. We talked about this earlier. We segued right into this, but feminine energy is people that struggle with perfectionism, and that could be male and female. That's not just
Yeah.
I keep referring to females, but truly it's males and females. It's also the person that needs a lot of validation. The
Yeah.
person that needs a lot of validation. Did I do this right? Did I do good? See how my voice just went down? It's just automatic. It's just so automatic. Listen to what people are telling you. Listen to how you're talking. Listen to what's being said. That clues you in on everything. So that's another way to ask yourself, do I constantly
Wow.
need to be validated?
Man,
Yeah,
that
and
is so telling right there. That is so
yeah,
telling.
yeah. And again, hard time making decisions or taking action. You may say, well, I want to do this, I want to do that, but you just don't. For whatever reason, you just
Dang.
don't. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question about that because this really is another segue. I woke up this morning out of the blue, let's call it, and I said, okay, I need to go back to Washington and shut down my 3 storage units that I'm paying $700 for. And I need to, you know what, or get off the pot, like my mama used to say. No rhyme or reason. I woke up like that. And my best friend looked at me and said, huh, what brought that on? Now, I did not have a good reason. I just knew it was something I have to do. Now, I may not do it today. It's going to take me a bit to orchestrate that because that's 3 storage units. You understand?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I woke up with that today. And I don't know where it came from, but I would venture to say that if we had more time in this show, you would pinpoint what part of my body that came from. But we don't honor those things that come up and we don't pay attention to the decoding. So aren't you helping us walk through this?
But yeah, so just the mere fact that you woke up with that this morning, that's your subconscious already talking to you, telling you, I need to get that done so that my body doesn't take the hit for that. And also, yeah, so your body doesn't take the hit for it. And also just make a decision, and yeah, it's going to take some time to orchestrate it, but if you want to feel that sense of accomplishment, exude some masculine energy and go get it done. It's the female side that says I need to get that done. It's the masculine side that says go do it. Go get it
Awesome
done.
way to think about that. So that's the dynamic going on here
Yeah.
with both sides of the body, too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's exactly it. It's like this is what needs to be done, and either you're going to procrastinate on it or you're not. Either you're going to get it done or you're not. You know, the female energy, excessive female energy, is going to say, "Oh, you can do it later, later, later. Later's going to get here, or whatever." But the masculine side of you is going to say, "No, I'm going to get that on the calendar. We're going to make sure that gets done, and I'm going to start making the phone calls that it's going to take to get those storage units sealed up, done."
I love
Yeah.
it. And part of this too, Tracy, for you is the work you do is you not only pinpoint this, but you help people move beyond just that's your this or that's your that, because there's a next piece, right? You have clients you work with. People can work with you from all over the world. So the next part is great. Okay, so here you go. True confessions. We don't need to talk about it here, but I'm going to tell you. I cut off the tip of my left thumb. Now, I am a really good cook. And I have never cut my finger with a knife ever cooking. Now, I know you're going to find that hard to believe,
Yeah.
but I've never done. Now, I did cut this one on a meat slicer, but in my life in cooking, I have learned skills and I have never cut a finger. But I cut that thing off there and they had to glue that together. And I thought, wow, what does that mean? You see, if we learn how to decode something like that, it's not that I didn't use a sharp knife. It's not that, blah, blah, the apple, whatever that thing is, there could be a deeper decoding. So let's
Oh, yeah.
talk about what we do to balance this, to understand what we're doing.
Okay.
Because do you know how many people are reporting accidents right now in the world today? I mean, with their bodies.
Yeah.
I twisted my ankle. I tripped. I did.
There's a meaning behind everything. And I know for some people that's really hard to understand. It's a hard concept to get, but everything means something. Everything means something. And if you just believe in that, if nothing else, there's a reason why I twisted my ankle. There's a reason why I cut my left thumb. Just sidebar, as you like to say, fingers are about details. The thumb is balances out the hand. Left side, okay. So what is it? What are the details that you're thinking about, worrying about, or have playing in the background? And what were you
Exactly.
thinking? And what were you thinking whenever you were doing that cutting? You may
Exactly.
not be able to go back there and remember exactly what you were thinking, but I can guarantee you that what you were thinking had something to do with why you cut your thumb.
Well, I could tell you what I wasn't thinking about. I wasn't thinking about cutting the dang apple. Uh,
Exactly,
and to your
because your mind was
point,
somewhere else.
I just took the bandage off it. So this thing has had a thumb bandage wrap, blah, blah, blah on it for 2 weeks. And I got to experience unbalance by not having that thumb available.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. There you go. Thumb helps to balance out the other four fingers.
Well, we talk offline.
Yeah. Okay. So,
So tell me, how do we balance this? Because clearly I'm off balance here, but this is a bigger message for the audience about it. Whether it's I'm worried about my money, blah, 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 my kid,
yeah.
whatever it is.
Well, in order to bring things into a more balance, you have to, again, first find out where you're out of balance. And I don't want to say do the opposite, but it's either you're giving too much, which is 90% of the people. So how can I start to receive? So what does receiving look like? How do we get that left side of the body to heal a little bit? In order to receive, like I mentioned earlier, one of the things that you could do is start, if you're going to greet somebody, greet them with your left hand. That will help you to, if someone goes to pay you, take your left hand and put it out to receive that money. If you are going to open your car door, or you're going to open the door to the grocery store, if it's more natural to use your right hand, then start using your left hand. You want to build strength in the left side. If you're an overgiver and you're doing too much and you're exuding a lot of male energy, do some things that is going to help you balance it out. Start receiving more. Let people do for you. When someone says, can I do this for you? Can I do that for you? And the first thing you want to say is, no, I got it. I got it. Then the next thing out of your mouth needs to be, oh, absolutely. But it's hard. It doesn't feel right. It's not comfortable. But the body's not comfortable whenever one side is hurting and the other side is not. The body wants to be in balance at all times. Realistically, it's not all. It's a balancing act, and you're going to have moments whenever you are hurting more on one side and on the other. That's normal. We are humans. This is what we do. It's just more about becoming aware of what's going on with the body. And from there, just start asking yourself these simple questions. What can I do? What do I need to do? Am I giving too much to others? Am I not giving too much? Am I not doing enough for myself? What kind of language am I speaking that's affecting my body? Start looking at that. That's another way to help balance out. So start asking yourself some of these questions. I wanted to give an example too of the left side of the body in reference to the past. I see this a lot, and I literally just heard this morning on a podcast. I can't believe it's like, oh my God, how did they know I was going to talk about this? Here's an example that people have a tendency to not even think about. So if you're having an issue on the left side of your body in reference to the past, you may have played a musical instrument as a child. And then even as a teenager. But then for whatever reason, you dropped it. Life got busy, and you said, no, I want to focus on baseball. I want to focus on being a cheerleader. I want to focus on something else. I don't want to do that anymore. And then life just takes you, and you never go back to those piano lessons, or you never go back to singing or playing the guitar. And then the language becomes, well, I'm too old for that. I'm too old for that. But the truth is, the left side of your body wants to balance it out. And, so that's another way that you can just say, well, let me go back. If you have an inkling to go back and play an instrument that you gave up a long time ago, that's another way that the body wants to balance out the left and right side. That's another way to go into a receiving mode, is to pick up something that you used to do in the past that you love to do, but you don't do anymore. That's an excellent way to
I swear you have got to be in my head.
Yeah. It's the pain of leaving behind something that you really love doing.
I used to play the viola.
Oh, wow.
And I was first viola in Christopher Columbus High School. Very unusual for somebody my young age.
Yeah.
But then my family had to move. And we moved to New Jersey. And where do you think I am now?
New Jersey. Yeah. So it's those little things like that. If that really excites you and that brings pleasure to you, then that's a way to balance out that and do more receiving, is to go back and pick up that instrument. That's the past. I used to do that in the past and I loved it, but I'm not doing it anymore. Then go back by all means. Doesn't mean you have to become a professional singer. It just means, belt out a few tones, or, sing out loud with your friends, and don't be ashamed and embarrassed. Because when you do that, just think about how good your body feels when you do that. Yeah, the body just loves it. I'd like to do a quick recap because I know
Please.
we talked about left, we talked about right, and 1 minute I'm switching here and there. So here's just a quick little recap, talking about the right side of the body. That is your masculine side. That's your giving side. That's the doer in you. If you're doing too much physically, you're doing too much mental thinking. That's going to plague that right side of the body. The right side of the body deals with anything that's going on with you in the present moment or within the recent past, like, weeks, days, weeks, months, years. That goes to the other side. Pain or illness will occur when there's too much masculine energy and it accumulates. And you're also having to deal with, say, a male in your life. Now, I see this a lot in my readings. If I see this a lot, if I'm reading a female and she's having an issue with her father, her husband, her partner, her son, her grandson, any other male that's in her body, I mean, in her life, then I will notice that. I will pick that up. So if you have an issue, like if you and your husband have a fight, your that masculine energy is going to congregate on the right side of your body. Mental language such as I have to do XYZ, I have to accomplish XYZ. All of that is the right side of the body. The left side of the body, again, we talked about it before. It's the female side. You may be overthinking things and stuck in perfectionism. That's the left side of the body. That's your receiving side. So if you're not receiving, you're not doing stuff for yourself, allowing people to do stuff for you, again, it's the left side of the body that's going to take the hit for that. Here's one we didn't talk about, the intuitive side of you that you may be ignoring. Your intuition comes in on the left side of your body. That's the intuitive side of you.
Okay.
It deals with what you're thinking about your past or who you're thinking about in your past. And also what you want to receive that you don't have. You may want to receive something, but you won't allow yourself to receive it. You won't accept a gift from someone. That's receiving. Oh no, don't buy that for me. That's too expensive. Yeah, just allow yourself to receive a little bit. So how do you balance out the masculine and feminine sides? Sit with yourself, listen, and pay attention to what's going on within your body, and and that way you can receive the most accurate information. You have to get still. You have to get quiet. Sometimes it can just come in as a quick intuitive hit, but if you really, really want to know deeper, you're going to have to get quiet and you're going to have to let it come to you. The information will come to you, but you have to be in that receiving mode to hear it. That's the intuition that we're just talking about. Your intuition is going to tell you what's going on, but if you can't get in that mode, you're not going to hear it. This is something else I want to cover real quick, is the body parts that are related to being out of balance. And that's arms, legs, feet, hips, hands, knees, breast, shoulders, ears, and eyes. It's the parts that you have two of.
Wow.
So that's how they
We
get out
got a
of balance.
question that just came in on the chat, but before we go to the question, I would love for you to tell people you're doing a 15-minute consultation with
I
people,
am.
and I want to remind them that if they get a hold of you, they can get that. They can tell them how to do that. And then if we have time at the end, I'll get to the question in the chat.
Okay. So if you want to contact me, again, the best way is to go to my website, apply. Just tell me that you want the 15-minute complimentary consultation. I'll
Mhm.
set up a phone call. I'll give you a call, and you can ask me a quick question. Then you can say, this is what I'm struggling with. This is what I'm looking at doing. How can you help me? And I'll say, well, this is how I can help you. Or, I don't think this is exactly what you're looking for. It may not be, but 99% chance we can at least have a conversation and I can lead you in the right direction. Just a simple little consultation. So all you have to do is just give me a call. Yay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So look, you were talking about getting to a place of quiet, getting to a place of peace, right? I think it's so important, but boy, did you nail some of, keep going with some of the body parts here because
Well,
boy, that is a
okay.
bit of
So,
information.
so the arms are about what are you carrying? What are you carrying? If your left side is hurting, then you might be carrying something from the past that doesn't feel good. if your right side of the body is hurting, your arm is hurting on the right side of your body, what am I lifting too much of? The hands are about holding, arms are about carrying. So this is another tip. I talk about this a lot, but I feel like I have to constantly mention it. What does that body part do? What is that body part used for?
Oh,
So, the ears are used for hearing. If the hearing goes out in the left ear, okay, what is it, the current situation that I don't want to hear about? You know, what is the nyan, 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 nyan in my ear that I don't want to hear about? If it's the past, I see this several times that the male and females, women, men that are married couples, and she just can't listen to stuff any longer. Or he's tired of the nagging. He's going to lose his hearing, and it's going to go out if it's if it's her, it's going to go out probably in her right ear first. If it's him, it may be his left ear, because
wow.
yeah. So again, it's about all the body parts. So just look at what does the body part do for us,
Hmm.
and if it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, then it's going to break down. It's going to hurt. Energy is going to congregate. It's going to cause you pain. It's going to cause you discomfort. And we can certainly get to the root cause of that. When you book a reading with me, what we'll do is, we can go look directly at that and say, I want to know, what is that energy? What's the story behind that energy? And that's just how simple it is. Just
Yeah.
call me up. Let's do
Yeah.
a reading. Let's do a little session.
I, I'm going to squeeze Judy in here from Colorado, who sent a message through our online chat, and said, could you please talk about right shoulder? All of a sudden, my right shoulder hurts. It's not that I started to play any sport or anything. It hurt before that, but I'm noticing a pain in it. It's not all the time, but I've never, it's abbreviated. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Never had shoulder problems there before.
So the shoulders are about, what do you burdens? What's burdening?
Mm,
So Judy, I would say, what is burdening you? What are you carrying? What kind of weight are you carrying? Is it something more recent, like I need to do this, I need to do that? I feel so weighted down. What does the shoulders do? They carry, they carry our head. It carries our head. It carries situations. It carries all of that stuff. So I would just have her just take a look. What am I being burdened by? What's making me feel heavy? And
yeah.
hopefully that
And
will.
Judy, get a hold of Tracy. That's
Yeah,
what I'm going to tell you to do,
yeah, yeah,
because there's much more to it than that. But
yeah, yeah. We
boy,
could.
that
Yeah,
explains a lot.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's a story behind those in those shoulders that wants to be told. So if
yeah.
you want to know what
I
that
mean,
is, let me
I
know.
mean, didn't Atlas hold up the world on his shoulders
Yeah,
or something?
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Tracy, you did a brilliant job of walking through this. This is really a lot of content that you really walked us through beautifully. And I mean it. People don't realize about left and right side, right?
Yeah.
And it is insightful. I learned 5 things today that I wrote down on a little post-it note. What's your personal message? What would you like to leave us with today?
Tune into your body. I say this a lot, but I really mean it. Tune into your body and just, if you need to, close your eyes. And is it what's going on the right side of your body? What's going on the left side of your body? And tune in to see where you can start to heal your own self. But if you need help,
Hmm.
I'll be happy to help you. Yeah. Tune in.
And again, I just want to tell everybody that if they get a hold of you, they can get a 15-minute phone consultation, and they can sign up to your email, and they'll get a free copy of your book, Meet My Friend Jesus, right?
Yep.
Is that the way to do
Absolutely.
that?
Yep. That's the
Uh,
best way.
okay, let's give out that website again.
It's www.tracyrfrederick.com, or for short, tracymi.com.
Yeah, for those of you out there, I got a lot of insight into why I cut the top of my left thumb off right here today. That's going to be a bigger conversation I have with Tracy. Tracy, thank you so much.
You're
And I want to
welcome.
just tell everybody, in shows we're going to be doing in the future, we're going to be opening up the phone lines for all of you out there. That's why this show is an hour. And we're going to be inviting you. We'll give you plenty of notice in advance so that you can participate. Thank you, Judy, for sending in that message, and thank you for your feedback on our little chat message that we should make it more
Absolutely.
prominent.
Yeah.
Tracy, thank you. It was
Thank you,
awesome.
Dr. Pat. It's been my pleasure. And to all the listeners, change the way you think and you'll change the way you live.
I love it. For those of you out there, a lot of information. Go back and listen to this again. We will have this up in 12 hours or so. Emily, thank you for pushing all the right buttons. And for all of you out there, this is called decoding for a reason. My personal experience in life is I've not been able to do decoding alone. I'm not very good at seeing myself, as many of you have told me. And working with people has been the key for me to live a very grateful and joyful life and to do good things in the world. So please don't agonize. Get some help. Tracy's there for you. We'll see you next
Absolutely.
time.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to the Healing Perspectives podcast with me, Certified Medical Intuitive Tracy Frederick. I want to invite you to join me every second and fourth Monday on ttrnetwork.com and become part of something bigger. Send healing love to yourself and to others. Think about how you can heal and then take action. And when you do, tell someone so they can heal too. Let's create a ripple effect of healing all over the world. If you'd like my personal guidance, visit my website at mitracy.com.